You're watching the 2024 Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. We've got a picture-perfect opening day at State as we jump into the action in Class 2A. It's the 8 seed Lewis Central Titans going head-to-head against the top seed North Polk Comets. And hello, soccer fans. We're delighted to have you with us here on this Tuesday afternoon from the County Soccer Complex in Des Moines here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy, alongside my broadcast partner, Blake Walker. I'm Hunter Phillips, and so, Blake, we're already one class into the state tournament, and on this very same pitch, we saw the 8 seed topple the top seed Davenport Assumption falling earlier today to Dyke New Hartford. And so do we have another upset in store for this one?
It's going to be an uphill battle for Lewis Central, that's for sure. North Polk comes in really strong, 17-1 for the Comets this year, only loss coming to 3A Ankeny, and that was a 4-0 loss. They took down Spencer, who has one of the best goal scorers in the state with Addison Hoban. And meanwhile, on the other side, you and I were talking about it before we started, Norwalk did not. They stumbled into the postseason. They lost quite a few in a row, but a win against Glenwood and then a huge upset against Norwalk get them here to the state tournament.
So Lewis Central, the 8 seed at 11-8, 10th trip here to the state tournament, but a program that has had success when reaching state. They won 3 consecutive state championships from 2016 to 2018. Meanwhile, the North Polk Comets, the top seed at 17-1. This is a program that has been on the rise out of the Raccoon River Conference, still searching for their first state championship. This, their 8th appearance at the state tournament. Now we'll turn things down to the pitch, to our public address announcer to meet both teams, including the starting 11s for both of our sides here today.
This quarterfinal is presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Today's matchup features the Lewis Central Titans and the North Polk Comets. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to introduce the players in today's quarterfinal matchup. First, the non-starters and assistant coaches for Lewis Central. Number 8, Zoe Overall. Number 9, Madison Jones. Number 11, Anna Whitney. Number 15, Madeline Haas. Number 16, Ashton Thompson. Number 17, Ava Jensen. Number 19, Avery Harding. Number 20, Olivia Katzer. Number 24, Ava Baker. Number 99, Haley Purcell. The assistant coaches for the Titans are Sidney Dennis, James Driver, and Jake Brattleville. Now we'll meet the non-starters and assistant coaches for the Comets. 00, Bailey Bergstrom. Number 1, Caroline Cromley. Number 5, Emily Johnson. Number 8, Abby Bell. Number 16, Avery Hurt. Number 17, Amelia Rowden. Number 20, Campbell Schultz. Number 22, Sydney Ware. Number 23, Ava Gibson. Number 24, Addison Bingham. Number 25, Blythe Knight. Number 26, Avery Bird. Number 42, Allie Weiser. Your assistant coaches are Maddie Beck and Rick Drabeck. And now, let's meet the head coach and the starters for the Lewis Central Titans. Number 0, Jimmy Cornelson. Number 2, Abby Von Wy. Number 3, Lainey Duff. Number 4, Isabel McNeil. Number 6, Haley Erickson. Number 12, Kayla Allen. Number 13, Ireland White. Number 14, Mackenzie Stevens. Number 21, Reagan Lee. Number 22, Maya Humlachek. And number 23, Tyler Tingley. Your head coach for Lewis Central is Jesse Smith. Now let's meet the starters and the head coach for the Comets. Number 0, Maddie Corey. Number 2, Maddie Nemmers. Number 4, Reagan Ullman. Number 6, Jada Cody. Number 11, Katie Bergstrom. Number 14, Paige Kerr. Number 15, Ava Croft. Number 18, Kate Carroll. Number 19, Kaylee Kudelka. Number 34, Addie Mullendijk. And number 44, Addison Flynn. Head coach of the Titans is Francis Lee. Ladies and gentlemen, our officials for today's game are Tyler Eason, Janice Heffling, Joseph Barnes, and Ethan Dix. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for state tournament soccer.
And once again, you're watching the 2024 Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. As sole title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, Iowa Farm Bureau believes in the Iowa girl and cultivating individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. By investing in Iowa's youth, we're investing in Iowa's future. So Class 2A getting underway here on day one at the Girls State Soccer Tournament. And like we talked about, picture-perfect conditions here. Was a little gusty earlier this morning, but right now pretty calm here in Des Moines. 71 degrees, our current temperature. There's going to be a bit of a breeze coming in now and then from the north at 12 miles an hour. But right now, very few clouds in the sky. And Blake, like we talked about in years past, normally it's hot, it's humid. There's water breaks where both teams really had to hydrate.
Yeah.
But today, not so much the case. Just couldn't ask for a better day to be able to ring in state soccer.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just the weather's great. We had that big gust of wind, that storm that just missed us in the morning session. But, boy, it has been a crazy day so far. 1 and 2 seed both went down in Class 1A. Beautiful day for soccer. I'm excited to see how both these teams play out. I'm curious if Lewis Central got here this morning or if they got here overnight. Obviously, Lewis Central over by Omaha. North Polk kind of a little bit better of a distance. But I don't know. We've already seen a couple upsets today. Anything's possible.
It sure is. Both sides are on the pitch. First ever meeting between Lewis Central and North Polk coming here at State. Lewis Central in their road white kits with navy blue numerals and lettering, and for the top seed North Polk in their red and black kits with white numerals and lettering and black trim. And we are off and running here at the County Soccer Complex on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. The winner of this game will go on to face either the number 4 seed Pella or the number 5 seed Iowa City Liberty in the semifinals on Thursday afternoon. So much like the Class 1A field, the Class 2A field certainly stacked. Waverly Shell Rock, the 2 seed, North Scott, the 7 seed. Of course, everyone is trying to take down the 2-time defending champions, the 3 seed Dallas Center Grimes. They will face Cedar Rapids Xavier. Here's an early look for Lewis Central out of the gates, and it just goes over the bar.
You know, this Lewis Central team, they are young and they're old in some ways. Their assist leader, Isabel McNeil, a senior, 11 assists this year. But it's their freshman goal scorer, 18 goals this year for young Ireland White. You know, just it's a good mixture for Lewis Central, and that's what makes them so fun all across the board.
Having that experience, but also the injection of youth. Another quality ball. They're in! And it's an early goal for the Titans, who strike first.
Reagan Leah, I mean, just perfect 1-2 punch. Great passing, great shooting. And Reagan's got her 10th goal of the year.
An early statement made by the Titans. Less than 2 minutes into our opening half. And the junior, Reagan Lee. They will give Kayla Allen the goal and the assist by Ireland White. No matter how you draw it up, Blake, that is just what the Titans wanted to do here to start, to let the top seed know that they are ready to go, and just a few little early sloppy passes by North Polk, and it was the Titans that were able to take advantage. And there's a ball that gets past the keeper. Boy, scary scene there for Jamie Cornelison. Then there was a shove afterwards.
Our official down there telling her, hey, calm down. We're only 2 minutes in. So that was, like you said, Kayla Allen. Was that the goal scorer? First goal of the year. Welcome to the state tournament.
No better time to be able to notch it than right here. And for Ireland White, one of the top freshmen in the state, that is her 8th assist on the season. Both of these teams have a rotation at keeper. Cornelison, the senior, getting the starting nod. She has really seen the majority of the playing time this season, but that brief mishap nearly cost the Titans there as they are inside the half of North Polk. Keeper for the Comets is Maddie Corey, sophomore.
Only 36 saves this season. That means the ball's not really going to her. 7 goals allowed all year, an 83% save percentage.
That one sneaks past the back line, and scooping it up is Corey. Lewis Central setting the tone early, notching a goal within the first 2 minutes. Again, defeated the number 2 team in the state, Norwalk, in penalty kicks in the sub-state final, and that really ignited this group back at state for the first time since 2022. Comets looking to come right back. Shot there in the box. Good diving attempt, but it's picked up by Cornelison.
A lot of similarities between Dyke New Hartford and Lewis Central, both 8 seeds in 1A and 2A. Got here because they beat the number 2 team in the state, both beat the number 2 team in the state in a game that wasn't regulation, A lot of similarities shown so far. And it looks like it's going to be an aggressive one here, at least through the first 4 minutes.
As we have already seen both of these teams getting after it. That's what happens when you get an early goal. That sort of picks things up as the sun is beaming down here at the County Soccer Complex. And you see all the lawn chairs just outside of the touch line. Big contingent.
Yeah, many more people sitting on the field this game than there were for Dyke New Hartford and Assumption.
Really creates for a lively atmosphere. Contingent from Polk City and Alleman. And a good number of folks coming in from the Council Bluffs area as well to cheer on Lewis Central. And they've had a lot to cheer for here early as they're carving a little bit deeper into the back end of North Polk's line. Throw in. Briefly managed by Lewis Central. Good job of staying with it.
Wanted to mention it, Hunter, we talked about it in our first game, but obviously new viewers. Your eyes aren't deceiving you if you can see it on the camera. The pitch has been painted once again, or the pitch was painted for the state tournament, but the original pitch was I'd say about 5 or 6 feet to the west, and it's moved over slightly, so it could be a slight, it may look like it's out here on our near side, but it isn't, and that's something to keep an eye out on here as the day progresses. Well, it'll work in a little bit, but
you saw the ball bounce to the proper touch line, and so in our first match of the morning, both teams really seem to adjust to it pretty well. We'll get a foul here on North Polk, and that will go against Kate Tyrell.
Such a big foul, her knee guard went flying out of her sock.
Yeah, the physicality has been there right out of the chute for both of these squads. So the free kick here will go for Ireland White, already with an assist. That one will go well above the goal, just as the breeze was picking up.
And I tell you, the wind has moved a little bit. It looks like it's kind of out of the west now, unlike this morning when it was blowing out of the north. So, yeah, just a little too far. We saw that a lot in our first game, a lot of kicks a little too hard.
Ireland White just picks off the Comets. Again, just another slow dribbler of a ball in which the Titans were able to pounce on it. So North Polk has not really been able to settle into really their full pitch set. Oh, we're going to get probably a yellow card here. And indeed, that will be the case.
It's Reagan Bowman is the one who gets caught up. And she's a big part of the team. 11 goals. That's second most, third most on the team. Fourth most on the team. And then 9 assists as well, or 4 assists as well. So
she is one of 11 seniors on this North Polk team. Talk about senior laden, but just really uncharacteristic play we have seen out of North Polk, conceding their early goal, and the referee's just trying to get a handle of things here early on.
I don't know this head official's name, but I do know he's done state basketball. I know that. I recognize him from before, so good officiating crew.
Mackenzie Stevens takes the free kick for Lewis Central. Now inside the box. Trying to get the turn, but the Comets were there to wrap it up.
It's a really good clear by North Polk. I think that's number 18 or 10. She kind of bumped her head. Yeah, they're going to call a whistle here. She's holding her head when she went down. We're going to check on her here.
Again, good job by the officials just to make sure that the player's good to go.
Especially concussion. Soccer is the #1 concussion-filled sport in America, beating out football. So that tells you all you need to know.
That was Olendyke that they were checking on for North Polk. But on that latest possession before it went out, again, Ireland White making her presence known here early. And again, that's a name that you better get used to hearing, folks, because she is super talented. 18 goals, which leads Lewis Central. That is second most among freshmen in Class 2A.
I'm just surprised at how aggressive Lewis Central has been early. You know, you'd think North Polk, who has been on the offensive end this year, scores so many goals. You know, they've scored almost 40 more goals than Lewis Central has this year.
Just playing a very compact defense. That'll allow the Comets to send a little bit more personnel up to the other end of the pitch after that foul.
Also just a sneaky good matchup in terms of the conferences. North Polk out of the Raccoon River. They play a lot of CIML schools sometimes, but the Raccoon River is so strong night in and night out. And then for Lewis Central, the Hawkeye 10 is phenomenal. St. Albert, who's here, Harlan's always been pretty good. Glenwood, you know, very, very good teams. And I also, mind you, have played a lot of Nebraska schools. And there's just something about those Nebraska schools from Omaha that are very good.
Good ball that leaks ahead. Cornelison tangled up.
Literally.
I believe that was Olendyke. North Polk fans thought that there should have been something called.
I don't really know what you'd call. I mean, she just kind of, they got stuck on each other. It was like leapfrog there for a second.
They're around the end lines. It'll stay here with North Polk. Bergstrom with another throw in. In the corner, it's Finn. And sharp send there to the near post.
Shout out Jemmy Corneliuson. Kind of going everywhere right now for Lewis Central, and to get a corner kick here. First one of the day, I believe.
Our corner kicks are brought to you by Channel. The enhanced Channel seed brand is here to help farmers like you up your game and rise to the challenge. Learn more at channel.com/rise. North Polk with their first corner kick here of the afternoon. Swung out to the top of the 18. Oh! Tough challenge there in the back, but it remains with the Comets. Ball to the center, and it's cleared away nicely by the Titans.
That was Tyler Tingley. Nicely done.
Titans trying to play keep away right now with the Comets. We're trying to knot this one up after a goal within the first 2 minutes was scored by Kayla Allen of Lewis Central. Like we talked about at the top for North Polk, they defeated a darn good scoring team in Spencer in their regional championship to get here 3-1. There have been a couple of close calls for Cornelison at goal. Again, the nerves maybe a little bit there. We're going to get a whistle here on Lewis Central.
Continues to stay aggressive. I can tell you that. Everybody is everywhere right now.
That'll set up a free kick. Maybe about 30 yards out. Addison Finn, the sophomore, has really been forcing the action on the part of the Titans, who again have been playing that physical style of soccer. That time just a little bit too much contact. So a wall being put in front of the 18, 4 personnel there for Lewis Central. Olendyke will take this one.
That was a really nice little touch on that.
Really keeping the keeper guessing, but Cornelison.
It's like a pitching wedge.
Yeah, just right out. Just enough loft on it.
Boy, I tell you what, how many people have hit the grass so far here today? I mean, just crazy.
A lot of whistles here early. But you saw Olendyke there take that free kick. She was one of 3 players to score in that win over Spencer. North Polk team that has 8 starters returning from last year's team that fell in the first round to Waverly Shell Rock here at State. Good hustle, but not quite getting there was Bergstrom. Right now we'll have substitutions come in, 2 for Lewis Central. Substitutions in today's match are brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Both of these teams have a fairly deep bench that they will utilize throughout the course of the day. Zoe overall one of the freshman reserves coming in for the Titans.
North Polk's roster, huge. I mean, just very, very large. And like you said, that's crucial. Now, you made a really good point where the last couple of years we've always had water breaks, hydrations, everything. Not saying, always hydrate, but we're not even going to get over 75 degrees today. And, this is perfect weather that you'd hope stamina is not that big of an issue.
Well, and not only the hydration aspect, but it gives the teams a chance to be able to regroup, maybe talk about a little strategy. And so it's also an advantage in that regard where maybe the coaches can make the adjustments, but not the case. The only break being at half. Pressure continuing to put forth here by Lewis Central, the 8 seed. The top seed, North Polk. They know how to put goals together. Second in 2A in goals with 96.
Crazy.
I mean, just imagine that regional championship against Spencer, where I think both teams combined to score over 200 goals on the season. So something had to give in that matchup. Titans looking for more. Good close out there in the far corner. Just a little off there on the cross. Looking to counters North Polk, but dispossessed cleanly by the Titans. Ball leaks to White. Shot deflected.
I don't know how it got through.
They have leaked through, and what a strong boot. Back of the net, 2-0 Titans.
I believe That might be Madison Jones. I'm going to wait for confirmation here, but actually it looks like Haley Erickson. What a shot! Yes, it is.
Fans, level up your game at Central College. More than half of Central students participate in intercollegiate athletics because Central allows you to pursue your passions and be more than a spectator. It's the best decision ever. Apply at central.edu. Well, we've been a spectator to quite the start for Lewis Central. That was just a blistering shot.
Haley Erickson, the senior, 7th goal of the year for her.
Just a balanced attack put forth here thus far by Lewis Central.
I mean, how do you not be shocked if you're North Polk? I mean, you have blown through competition all year long, and you're not even now just 15 minutes in, and you're down 2-0 to the 8 seed.
Just seemed like Lewis Central was the aggressor early on, still the aggressor. North Polk only with, let's see, a player's down for Lewis Central within the penalty area. Yellow card given out. Second one administered to North Polk. And that is going to go against Addison Finn.
And you know what's really crazy? North Polk has had 3 yellow cards all year. 2 in the first 20 minutes.
Titans have really gotten under the skin of the Comets.
Lewis Central, 11 yellow cards this year. So you'd think, I mean, it feels like it's kind of a Freaky Friday situation. They both, Lewis Central's playing how we think North Polk should be playing. North Polk, struggling a little bit out of the gates.
Well, it all started with just some sloppy passing right in front of their own goal, and that just allowed the Titans to really get themselves in the spot where they could score, and they've done it not only once but twice here in the first half. INT insurance substitution coming in for North Polk, led by third-year head coach Francis Lee. And has really helped guide this Comets program to new heights. Had a lot of success under her tenureship, as well as on the other side, Jesse Smith, a job that he has done at Lewis Central. Again, they know what it takes as a program historically to rise to the occasion here at State. Obviously, none of the players on this current team were a member of the last state championship team, but there's just that pedigree. I believe there's some fans here along the touchline that maybe we're getting a little too close. And
it's always my favorite. I love when the fans are this close, but at the same time, I feel for the officials because they can see everything.
Well, not only do you hear it from the student athletes and coaches, but you really get to hear it from the fans. So, a testament to the officials, again, just keeping it locked in and officiating for the full 40 minutes.
A couple more things on North Polk. Already 2 goals given up. They've only given up 2 or more goals twice this year, one of which was a win against ADM when they won 4-2, and then when they fell to Ankeny 4-0. Ankeny, obviously the 3 seed up in Class 3A.
That was their last loss back on May 4th. In fact, coming in their last 5 matches, outscoring their opponents 28-2.
Yeah. 10-0'd Carroll, and then got a win against Bondurant. Looking good. Pella, Abby Warner and company, very talented. They're over here playing on this other field. I think they're currently down 1-0 to Iowa City Liberty. Actually, I think they're leading.
Yep, Pella is leading that one, so they also got an early goal.
I think they started ahead of time. I don't think they stayed on their schedule. I think they went when they wanted to.
Because typically on that field behind us, it's been about at least 10 minutes or so later. Trying to fend off the Titans are the Comets.
Everybody's hitting the grass.
You talk about this North Polk team and how loaded they are, 7 players with 6 or more goals, and of course, all eyes on Abby Bell, the senior. Will play her collegiate soccer at UNI. Kylie Knief, by the way, of Dallas Center Grimes, excellent player, also a part of that recruiting class. So UNI, who has always been a very good team in the Missouri Valley Conference for women's collegiate soccer, adding, I believe, 5 of their 6 players in the recruiting class are from the state of Iowa. So they recruit well, as does Drake University here in Des Moines.
I feel like every sport, it's homegrown Iowa athletes. I mean, that's really all it is, and it's so cool when you see them at the next level.
And like we saw with 1A, with these 2 programs here in 2A, a lot of multi-sport athletes. You'll see them at state basketball, state volleyball, state softball, track and field, which wrapped up not that long ago.
If you were doing track and field and soccer, you have got some serious dedication.
Speaking of dedication, the Comets are dedicating to trying to get something on the board, and gradually.
I don't know if you've noticed, Lewis Central does not mess around when that thing goes to that far corner. They will kick it out. They don't care if it's going to go back to North Polk. They want a chance to reset. Don't even try to clear. Just if it doesn't have a chance, get it upfield and just kick it out.
Because they have been able to read throw-in passes like that one from the far touchline very well and earn the quick possession as they headed across the midline. Now looking to press forward are the Comets. Bergstrom.
Nice move.
That was against the good freshman on the side for Lewis Central. Good boot there by Pody, the junior.
Yeah, I think she winded up a little too big, and she was going for the goal. I mean, she wasn't going to pass there, but the windup was just a little too big, and Lewis Central was able to hop on it. It's a handball.
So short-lived possession for Lewis Central. And Blake, the adage of being hot at the right time, that is certainly the case here for Lewis Central. They entered postseason regional play on a 4-match losing streak. And then how about being able to avenge a loss? So again, they defeated the number 2 team in Norwalk and penalty kicks. Here's a deep ball that is sent over the bar. Well, a good look there from way out for North Polk. But they lost to Norwalk 13 days prior. And so
to put into perspective, was only not one game above 500 entering the postseason. 9-8. It's definitely, I think it is the most losses anyone has here at the state tournament.
And head coach Jesse Smith said that adversity really helped us. There's I guess never such a thing as a moral victory, or you never want to learn through a loss, but this team certainly did.
Yeah, losses to Omaha South, Waukee Northwest, Skutt Catholic, St. Albert, CB Lincoln, Bishop Hill, and Norwalk. Finished second at the Norwalk Triangular, and then wins over Glenwood, and then, like you said, Norwalk. Which, to be able to come back like that is just crazy.
That just shows how this team has just continued to get better and better throughout the course of really the month of May.
Head coach chatting with the head official here.
That's Frances Leak, and in her 3rd season.
And she's gotten a yellow card.
3rd yellow card given out to the North Polk side. Contentious here early at County.
I don't think I've seen a coach get a yellow card in my time of calling Iowa high school soccer. I don't think I've seen that.
Well, the officials are just in all areas saying enough is enough here.
So, I mean, what? She just has to go sit. I mean, she's going to take a little walk over there, but.
Just not the start that her team envisioned. Down 2-0.
Interesting. I've never seen that before. So 3 yellow cards today. They had 3 all of the season.
And they've all come here in this first half, and there's still
in the first
17 and a half minutes remaining here.
First 25 minutes.
Maybe Coach Lee just also trying to send a message to her team as well.
Well, sometimes that works. You see coaches like in basketball and college basketball purposely get texts, just to get your team going. Unfortunately, me being a Hawkeye fan, I don't think Fran McCaffrey does that on purpose. But definitely, you just hope it fires your team up. And it's an aggressive game. We've seen that throughout these first couple minutes here, and there's no doubt about it. And if I'm Lewis Central, don't let anything get to you. You just got to stay calm. Just play your game. They seem very relaxed. They seem very calm. Just keep that going.
Well, and after that latest yellow card, you saw a few of the Lewis Central players clapping, enjoying the fact that they have really rattled the top seed here out of the gates. Trying once again to maybe find a connection there on that far post, but nothing quite there for the Comets. That was Olendyke that hoisted that. IMT insurance substitution in for Lewis Central.
And we can't overstate how quick the Titans jumped out of the gate. They scored in like the first minute and 20 seconds. If you jump out of the gate like that, you mean business. You're not going to slow down. You're going to keep your foot on the gas, and that's exactly what Lewis Central's done this whole time.
And it just alters the mindset immediately of the team that is the top seed. Humlicek in for Lewis Central. Trying to get the turn. There at the top was Nemmers. That was Bergstrom. North Polk thought that they had won the possession, but it will be a throw-in here for the Titans.
Barely got caught.
Just a close play here along this touchline. And that clearly will go to North Polk. Bergstrom with the toss. And not fielding it cleanly was, I believe that was Emily Johnson. So both teams trading it.
Yeah, we're kind of in a standstill right now. I think both teams trying to feel each other back out. Keep their eye on it.
Back line clears. That was Abby Von Wy for Lewis Central. She was the hero, the golden goal in their win against Norwalk to get to state.
Going to give that one to North Polk. Last touched off of Lewis Central.
Quick to work back in are the Comets. In uncharted waters right now. Here's we are well across the halfway point of our opening half. Two more reserves will check in here for Lewis Central. Going to their bench quite often here in this opening half.
There's just never been a moment, it feels like, for Lewis Central where they're just content giving North Polk the ball. It's just every single time they're on it, they're trying to get the ball back, and the Comets really just haven't had a ton of room to breathe, if that makes sense.
Ireland White back in for Lewis Central, had the assist on the opening goal. We talked about just the tough defense. Izzy McNeil really doing a great job of challenging the Comets here early on. And McNeil's been a pivotal part of the Titans' success this year, 11 assists. She is committed to Iowa Western Community College. Broken up here near side by Haley Erickson, another senior.
Too far, a little too much of a jump start.
Trying to link with Ireland White.
A lot of times you see teams try to bait another player into offsides. Like, all right, we'll give you enough room, and then at times just a little bit too much of a jump start.
North Polk punching it to the other end. Erickson's header goes back into the hands of Cornelison, who really has not had
I was just about to say.
she hasn't had as much of a workload as she did within the first 10 minutes.
Well, and I tell you what, Bergstrom on the other end, Maddie Corey, not really much going on for her either. I mean, it's not like she's been that busy. So besides the 2 goals, I mean, I'd say they're 100% shot percentage, wouldn't you say?
I'd say so as well.
I mean, perfect 2 for 2 on goals. And
well, just a lot of the action has been right here in the middle. Haven't seen really too much end-to-end play. Of course, we've had some stoppages as well. Latest being an infraction on North Polk.
we got a tie game over on our other field between Pella and Iowa City Liberty. The Lightning knock in a penalty kick.
So again, the winner of this match will go on to face the winner of that match here on Thursday. That has a 12:30 slated start. Great footwork there in the middle by Mackenzie Stevens.
Maya Humlick did a really good job, but an even better job by Katie Bergstrom getting ahead of it. North Polk holds on to the possession here.
Kayla Allen, though, being able to have a bit of a blockade on that forward ball that was going to be delivered by Bergstrom. Off the foot of White. Scooped up by Pody. Pody, tough challenge there in midair. Lewis Central called for the foul.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a header attempt by Haley Erickson, just kind of collided there. She knew it too, right when the whistle blew. And this will be interesting because North Polk going into the wind here. We've seen how players have overcompensated for the wind, but yeah, this will be interesting.
Lewis Central is building a fence here to try to really force Addie Olendijk, the junior, into having to place really a perfect ball. See how she approaches it. Olendijk, off the post, still stays alive. Lewis Central trying to clear it out, and they do.
That thing was on the line. I'm not kidding. That was on the line, and it didn't go in. Unbelievable that didn't happen. And now we
officials letting the action continue. This game is just a matter of inches, and that's what we just witnessed right there.
I cannot believe that didn't go in. It just sat there on the line, and Cornelison, she almost couldn't dive on it. Like, she had to turn it behind it and get it kicked out. Just unbelievable.
Abby Bell checking in and firing up the North Polk fans.
That was a really good ball.
Knowing that they are building something here with 9 minutes remaining in our opening half. Trying to find Bell. Running in there from the far side. Looks like that was Ava Gibson. But the Titans right there, so sense a little bit of a fire now within the Comets. I mean, if there's any team in this field that can overcome a 2-0 deficit, it is certainly North Polk. Lewis Central trying to calm things down.
You'd almost need a 3-0 deficit to feel comfortable against a team like this. That's why Dyke New Hartford in our first game, I can't imagine, like, just a constant pressure of we can't even give up a goal.
Just impressive, too, for our fans that didn't get a chance to watch any of that. Here's Ireland White. Just simply took it away. And then official coming in to break things up.
I don't think these girls like each other.
Blythe Knight was the one there with Ireland White.
We're going to stop the clock here.
There is some yelling down along the touchline.
But I don't think it's about. So our scores table is over there. I think they were just trying to get the name of the player across. The yelling, I don't think, was anything to do with on the field.
Well, tempers flaring. And we still have a little more of this half and an entire second half to settle it out.
This is crazy.
Going back to our first match of the day, I mean, many people find it hard to believe, including us, that Dyke New Hartford, only fourth year as a program, and their first win at state was against the top seed Davenport Assumption, who made its 17th consecutive trip here.
And it's so weird how night and day the games are. I mean, I don't know how many girls hit the grass in that first game. I mean, I just feel like it was way.
Maybe had 2 combined fouls called in that match.
Meanwhile, here, it just changes. It's just every team is different, and North Polk, they know this is the year to do it. I mean, they have a lot of seniors. They're not dumb. They know we have to do it now. I mean, there's no other chance to have, and just got to stay on top of things here.
Again, fell in the first round last year to Waverly Shell Rock. Using that as motivation during the offseason, knowing if they get a chance here, they really want to make some noise. Have quite the resume built up, but right now find themselves down by multiple goals. 3 yellow cards have been given out to North Polk, but they're still continuing to fight. Lewis Central, again, scored with both of their goals within the first 10 minutes.
I think it's another crazy stat for North Polk. Made it to the state tournament for the first time in 2017. Have not been here ever since. I mean, you're running through, that's almost 2 full classes of students to go through. That is insane, the winning tradition that North Polk has created. And, they want to put their name up there. It's been Waverly Shell Rock and DCG that have controlled this conference this tournament the last couple of years. They would like to put their name in that book.
But still a lot of soccer left to be played, but you just know that whoever is able to advance, they are going to be a tough out for anyone the rest of the field. Be a hard-earned victory no matter who comes out on top. North Polk would want nothing more than to get something on the board here within the final 5.5 minutes before we reach half, while Lewis Central wants to hold serve here. Continue to be aggressive in the passing lanes. This real tight, compact formation. Ball hit the official, so we'll reset.
Tough as nails. Everybody's getting hit.
Has had a battle a little bit of everything. Our head official this afternoon. Bergstrom was looking to the center. And now Bell, the future UNI Panther, backs it up to the back line with Blythe Knight. But Lewis Central has been able to read the Comets so well in what they have wanted to do. Brief moment there for Lewis Central. And now Bell in space.
Another just good diving attempts, slide tackles, get in there. And
that was Vaughn Wye going up against senior counterpart on the other side.
That time she tripped over the ball.
But that's what you want out of your senior, to get that stop. When a player as dangerous as Abby Bell gets on the ball. Just a misplay there by the Comets.
Everybody's missing.
Trying to get it out of harm's way for North Polk was Jada Pody. Some of these misplays.
Oh, White had a good chance. She hesitated just in the slightest amount.
They're on that exchange, and that is going to be...
That's going to be a yellow.
The first yellow given out to Lewis Central. That will go against Maya Humlicek.
Obviously a big roar from the North Polk crowd, but yeah, just kind of 2 players going for it, and we've seen that on multiple sides, so officials going to call that.
Well, just to get a sense of our atmosphere here today, there is not an empty seat in the bleachers here at County Soccer Complex.
And you really don't have any room to file in here on the line. Touch line's pretty much filled here.
Yeah, not a whole lot of real estate. Wind picking up just a bit.
The wind can't make up its mind, I can tell you that.
That one stays in play there on the end line. Looks like a late substitution is going to be in here for Lewis Central. Ball's going to go the other way. Just over 3 minutes remaining here in this first half. So the IMT Insurance substitution coming in for the Titans here late. Is going to be Lainey Duff, freshman who has played and started in all of the games in her opening season of varsity soccer at Lewis Central.
They must have good club programs down there.
Well, in Omaha, that whole area, Council Bluffs, we talked about a lot of talents.
Yeah.
You know, one of the opponents, Scott Catholic, very good
at everything
there. And so that helps when you're able to, when you're on the border, kind of like Davenport Assumption. Sometimes we'll play schools from Illinois. Just see something a little bit different.
Heck, we see even during basketball, teams here in the middle of the state will play teams in Minnesota.
Oh, near deflection. That could have been there for Izzy McNeil.
That's really the best chance Lewis Central's had in quite a while. I mean, they really haven't been down here a ton. The ball has been in the middle of the pitch for quite some time here. Closing in on the end of the half.
That will go against Ava Croft, the senior. And a senior-laden team on this North Polk side who is stunned in the early minutes with 2 early goals by Lewis Central.
A lot of ball to be played.
Stevens to take here for the Titans. Dangerous ball lofted up. It's punched away. North Polk tries to clear it out, and they do. Whew. Couple of close calls here in the last 30 seconds or so there at goal for North Polk, but they're able to withstand the Titans. 51 seconds and counting. Trying to move a little bit forward on the throw-in, backing up Addison Finn.
Slowly but surely walk your way down the line.
Defending the throw-ins perfectly thus far has been Lewis Central.
Very good.
North Polk has not been able to build off of that here in this first half, so.
Now Lewis Central does the same thing.
These two sides are doing whatever they can to get the upper hand. White picks it off. Stektudovis there. Battles with Addison Finn. 2 young players here on the pitch. Final seconds here. And what's been an exciting first half, it'll come to a close as it will be the 8th seed, Lewis Central, on top of the top seed, North Polk, 2-0 here at half. Well, we'll break down what we saw in the opening 40 minutes after this commercial break, and we'll also get a message from Farm Bureau as well, as we're through one half here at the County Soccer Complex on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Frank, when you think Fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sunkissed Orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. And that old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe it. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
We have reached halftime here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. Day one here at the Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Hunter Phillips alongside Blake Walker for what's been an exciting opening half of action here in this Class 2A quarterfinal, with Lewis Central not wasting any time, scoring not one but two goals in the opening 10 minutes. It all started within the first 2 minutes, where it was Kayla Allen that was able to boot one in off a beautiful assist from Ireland White, and then Haley Erickson notching one. Just a powerful boot that was about 35, 40 yards out, setting the tone early, Blake, and North Polk had 3 yellow cards there in that first half. Physicality, the tempers were flaring a little bit. What stood out to you in that first half?
I think it was just the number one team lost its cool. I mean, and it's continued over just a little bit. I mean, they're out of sorts. They just haven't gotten everything put together, and Lewis Central has come in looking like they've done this before several times. I mean, state champions 2 years in a row, but that was back in 2016, 2017. So, you know, it's kind of worked itself together, and I was really impressed with Lewis Central, how quick they got going, and North Polk just really didn't have many answers in that first half. Going to have to do a lot of soul searching here at halftime.
So the opening 40 minutes controlled by the Titans of Lewis Central here after one half of play. And now we'd like to take a moment to once again thank our title sponsor, the Iowa Farm Bureau, for their support of the state soccer tournament. Farm Bureau knows that strong, vibrant schools are the cornerstone of our communities, and that's why they are the proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and this amazing girls state soccer tournament. They believe that by investing in our youth, we're investing in Iowa's future. Earlier this week, the IGHSAU had the opportunity to speak with Iowa Farm Bureau President Brent Johnson to learn more about the Iowa Farm Bureau's support of the IGHSAU and student athletes here across the state.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, President of the Iowa Farm Bureau.
And I'm Erin Gerlich, Executive Director of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. We'd like to thank you for joining us for the Girls State Soccer Tournament.
The Iowa Farm Bureau knows that strong, vibrant schools are the cornerstone of our communities. That's why we're proud to be the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and this amazing state tournament. This tournament not only showcases Iowa's elite teams, but the athletes competing here today are among our nation's best and brightest. And Iowa's farmers are among the nation's most productive. Our partnership with the Girls Union gives us the opportunity to recognize both, all while supporting and lifting up the Iowa girl.
With the help of the Iowa Farm Bureau, we celebrate students' efforts not only on the field, but in the classroom as well. The Iowa Farm Bureau is committed to your success and supports our organization and the Iowa Girl. Through millions of dollars they provide in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence.
As Iowans, we have a lot to be proud of. Whether you're a student competing here today or a fan tuning in, we all play an important role in making our state great. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau
and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union,
congratulations to your school on a terrific season, and good luck in the tournament games.
Slate's the place for you!
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Welcome back here at halftime at the County Soccer Complex in Iowa's capital city of Des Moines. 2-0, the advantage for Lewis Central over North Polk after 40 minutes of play. Just about a minute to go until both sides will reconvene here on the pitch. Hunter Phillips alongside Blake Walker here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. And so, Blake, like we talked about at the top of the broadcast, hasn't been a good day for the top seeds thus far in Class 1A. The top seed, Davenport Assumption, fell 1-0 to Dyke New Hartford. And the top seed here in Class 2A, North Polk, really has some work to do, down 2-0 to a feisty group on the other side of Lewis Central.
Yeah, and Lewis Central has just looked good right out the start. I mean, literally scored in the first minute and 20 seconds, scored again later in the half, and just haven't really looked back. They haven't had many goal opportunities, really. I mean, they've taken big advantage of those two goals. But other than that, they really haven't done a ton. And for North Polk, those 3 yellow cards, definitely a huge part of that first half. They got to calm down, settle down a little bit, and I think they're going to be okay. But all you got to do is get this within 1 goal. If you get it within 1 goal, you give yourself a chance. But I just wonder, will Lewis Central play on the defensive side here in this half, like we saw Dyke New Hartford play in that first game, or will they kind of stay aggressive and go after it?
So after huddling up at half, see what adjustments are made for both sides. Once again, the winner of this match will go on to face either the number 4 seed Pella or the number 5 seed Iowa City Liberty in the semifinals on Thursday. Iowa City Liberty leading at half. That just went to half 2-1. Meanwhile, Dallas Center Grimes, the 2-time defending state champions, with an early 1-0 lead over the number 6 seed Cedar Rapids Xavier. And we'll also get you an update here at some point on the Waverly Shell Rock North Scott matchup.
Fortunately, can't see the scoreboard of that one from where we're at, but
we've got a pretty good view up here, bird's eye view of the action today, but can't quite see the other field there beyond the way. But fans from all across the state have converged here to County Soccer Complex. Again, this is the final year that Girls State Soccer will be hosted here in Des Moines. It will move to the campus of Iowa State University in Ames next year.
turf field for the championships.
So it's going to be different.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Quarterfinals, semifinals will remain on grass, but championships will be played on turf. Now, a lot of the girls, you wonder when they come to the state tournament. North Polk, I know for a fact, plays on turf for their home football stadium and whatnot for soccer. I don't quite know about Lewis Central, but, it's a change of pace for some of these girls, and it sounds weird to go from turf to grass.
Well, and especially the way the ball bounces on the pitch. There's something different about it, and players will tell you different things. Some prefer playing on an all-turf pitch, and others like the traditional all-grass pitch. So that'll be something certainly to watch next year, and how those programs that make it to the championship rounds, how they're able to adapt to the new conditions. Once again, Lewis Central in the white and navy blue kits, trapping the Comets in their red and black with a little bit of white on their kits as well.
It's a nice striped jersey.
Yeah, really standing out. And, of course, from selfishly the broadcaster's perspective, big numbers on the back.
Yeah,
love it.
Huge shout-out to North Polk. Both teams, really.
Yes.
A little bit smaller for Lewis Central, but huge shout-out to North Polk. Giant, big block numbers on the back of these jerseys.
Following the action in 2A, it's Class 3A here on the opening day at State. And Class 3A has absolutely loaded the ball, leaking there towards the goal, but wrapping it up is Cornelison, who's really settled in nicely after a bit of a shaky start. But the Comets are really going to be aggressive. Addison Finn and company were right there. Bergstrom has had a lot of touches today, and rightfully so.
Comets are swinging for the fences here to start.
That was kind of the formula that worked a bit for Lewis Central, albeit it was just taking advantage of some of the miscues on the part of North Polk. So now the Comets hoping to regroup after really an uncharacteristic opening half. Hugged in nicely by the senior keeper, Cornelison. And again, here in the second half, Lewis Central will be playing against the wind that is coming out of the north. Gusts at about 10 to 12 miles an hour, not as gusty as it was earlier this morning. North Polk on the attack. Bowman. And it somehow angles in for the goal.
Oh, my Lord. 12th goal of the year for Bowman, and I don't think that's got to be good karma for how that ball in the first half didn't go in, because I'm not really sure how that went in.
There was nothing that Cornelison could have done any differently, but the smallest of angles, you try that 10 times out of 10, you may not even get it even once, but Bowman the senior.
That's the equivalent of basketball when you shoot in the corner and it banks off the off the backboard and goes
pretty
in.
Much.
Unbelievable. And just like that, they're back in it.
The lead cut in half. 43rd minute. It is Reagan Bowman. Blake mentioned 12th goal on the season. North Polk team that has a litany of players that can score at will. 7 players with 6 or more goals, and obviously Bowman being one of them.
I tell you what, Lewis Central is not on the attack here. This is a heavy North Polk offensive first or second half.
Back to back, Jada Pody. Top shelf, and we're tied at 2.
It's that easy. It is that easy if you're the number 1 team. Unbelievable.
The Comets showering goals here to start the second half, and the lead
it's gone.
dwindled away now for Lewis Central. Momentum shift in the favor of the top seed, North Polk. How does Lewis Central respond?
6th goal of the year for Jada Pody. Any momentum that Lewis Central had is gone. It is all North Polk right now. I mean, you just look at the sideline of Lewis Central, they're just stunned.
Comets looking for more as they have the Titans on the ropes. Taking it will be Olendyke. Dangerous spot. It gets punched away, stays alive. It will go back to...
interference there with the goalie plus an injury.
Lewis Central, and well, just a tough challenge there outside of the 6. And good to see, I believe that is Bowman who scored the first goal for North Polk on the day. That's a little bit shaken up. So she is able to walk off the pitch. I'm sure we'll see her come back, one of the tough senior leaders for this North Polk team. IMT insurance substitutions coming in for both teams. Again, substitutions are brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Boy, we've had a little bit of everything.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy here.
And we still have 35 minutes to settle it. Lewis Central desperately trying to get it out of North Polk's half, and Reagan Lee, what you would call an offensive foul in basketball, just a little bit too much of a forearm there to try to gain some space.
Everything is going right for North Polk, and nothing going right for Lewis Central.
It's been a tale of two different halves. We have a player who appears to be cramping on the far side for Lewis Central. That is Izzy McNeil, and certainly not a player that they want to miss for too long. Valuable senior on the other side for the Titans. Zoe Overall will check in.
I can't quite tell. You might have to refresh me, but team playing Dallas Center Grimes just tied it up at 1 apiece.
Cornelison right there to snatch it. That is Cedar Rapids Xavier.
So Xavier. That was going to be a tough matchup, no matter what, for Dallas Center Grimes. Xavier, in any sport, you can't even look at their seed because they're Xavier. They're not going to go away.
I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. They were the bottom seed in girls basketball, and they ended up winning
the whole
state.
thing.
That was when Libby Fandel, who's going to be an excellent player, was a freshman. Whew. Good attempt for a crosser.
Nice stop. Maddie Corey. I'm sure she's rejuvenated, really wants to get back going here in the second half.
And it is really easy for a keeper to be dejected after giving up 2 goals, but not Corey and not this veteran presence on the side of North Polk.
I spoke too soon about Xavier. DCG just took back the lead 2-1.
Addison Finn stays alive. Trying to earn the corner kick was Avery Bird, the senior.
This game's going to stay physical. I mean, it's North Polk. Now that you're tied, you just got to – they're going to try to keep wearing them down a little bit and just try to finish things off here. And if you're Lewis Central, man, if you get down 1, I mean, that could be it, just the way things have been going.
And you almost wonder if Lewis Central was maybe a little too aggressive in the first half and showing their hand early, because North Polk has been a step or 2 quicker.
Yes.
Here to start this second half.
I talked about how big their roster was. I mean, they are deep, and you said it too. Their bench is very strong.
Yeah, clearly when you look at the numbers, that really has a huge advantage for North Polk. Throw in far side for Lewis Central. The possessions have been few and far between, short-lived here in the second half for the Titans. And quite frankly, we saw that for a good chunk to close out the first half.
Besides their 2 goals, they really hadn't been down there a lot. I mean, it was just kind of they made the most of the opportunity that they were given and really didn't get a ton of chances.
Bringing the ball across the midline are the Comets. Quickly knocked away by the Titans. Finn speeds past one defender. Looking to find the angle.
Nice job.
Clean takeaway by the Titans there on that far angle.
Got on the brakes a little bit, able to slow down the momentum.
And now the Titans look to counter back. Leading the charge is Humlicek. Continuing good footwork, and that one gets knocked out of bounds by the Comets.
Yeah, it feels like one of those where you can't wait. I mean, if you're Lewis Central, you really just have to stay on the attack. And I see a lot of walking by Lewis Central on the back line. So, I mean, I think you might be right. Stamina could be a thing.
Link too far ahead. Corneliuson there for Lewis Central, especially with a team that has the depth like North Polk. Maybe just kind of had to ease into it, but easier said than done when that adrenaline is rushing through here at the state tournament. Lewis Central just eager to get back here. IMT insurance substitutions back in for both teams. Good to see Izzy McNeil. And for Lewis Central, I believe Emily Johnson is going to be in for North Polk.
Paige Kerr checks out for the Comets.
Two goals scored in the first 10 minutes of the first half by Lewis Central. 2 goals scored in the first 10 minutes of the second half by North Polk. Have this one knotted up at 2.
In a minute, too. I mean, North Polk scored both their goals in the span of a minute. So,
well, the impressive thing about North Polk, I mean, speaking of quick scoring, they scored within the first 16 seconds in that regional final win against Spencer.
you know how quick you got to be to score in the first? That means the ball pretty much didn't even touch anybody off the start. My goodness.
But that's just one example of how good this team is and how a rare 2-0 deficit really didn't rattle them at all. I mean, it appeared at times it did with the amount of yellow cards. I think the half really came at the perfect time for the Comets.
I think so, too. They just needed to calm down. I think that was their biggest thing. Even the coach, I mean, she was kind of everywhere. Just, you just got to get them relaxed and try again.
I mean, no doubt you're the top seed, and even when you're in that spot, maybe trying to press and just you want to be the one that throws that first punch, and maybe a little too advantageous. And give credit to Lewis Central. And speaking of that, nice.
I don't know how in the world she didn't get a corner. I mean, I get how she didn't get a corner. I don't know how that ball didn't. She able to straighten that out.
We have seen some wild angles on both sides, including that opening goal here in the second half for Reagan Bowman. Still waiting to see if she is back in the game. Was a little bit banged up after a tough challenge there at goal here earlier in the second half, but she had the closest angle here along the near end line and was able to slip it past Corneliuson, and that was really what broke things open for North Polk to get their confidence back.
Good chance there for Lewis Central, but substitutions are going to slow them down just a little bit. That gives North Polk time to kind of reset here, but
we'll see Jada Pody, who knocked in the equalizing goal, check out after a brief breather. Paige Kerr is back in.
And I don't know about you, Hunter, but it sure feels like next goal wins. I mean, it just feels like in this type of game, back and forth, whether that's Lewis Central or North Polk, next goal probably wins this thing.
I'm sure both coaches on both sides are in agreement there that
it's a nice spot for a foul if you're Lewis Central. And I would say they're happy to have it back at 0-0, but we really haven't. We weren't sitting at 0-0 very long at the beginning of this one. So
that was Zoe Overall that absorbed the contact there along that far side, and so now the set pieces really have not been there for Lewis Central today, and now how they approach this with, again, the win at them. Again, just a light breeze, but enough to alter it maybe just a little bit. Lofted up towards the near post. Cleared initially by North Polk, but it is collected by the back line of Lewis Central. Here is McNeil circling around the Comets. But a trio of Comets right there to be able to stop any kind of forward motion. Backpedaling now are the Titans as Avery Harding had no choice but to boot it out. Throw in for Paige Kerr, has played and started in all of the matches for North Polk this season. Finn trying to thread the needle. The back line of Lewis Central delivering. Good ball played ahead. Ireland White was the nearest Titan there. Have not called White's name very often here in this second half. Seriously. The Comets have really neutralized the young phenom scoring threat for Lewis Central.
Both her and Erickson. I mean, Erickson had that one goal there in the first half. Really haven't called her name a ton, and just kind of keeping things straight here.
Do have a score update. Dallas Center Grimes adds another goal for good measure. They are up 3-1 over Cedar Rapids Xavier. So the two-time defending champions picking up where they left off. And North Polk has not been afraid to really challenge Cornelison, and rightfully so. There have been times where she has maybe been a little hesitant, second-guessing herself on how to approach some of those longer shots. McNeil.
Oh, boy.
Leg lock there.
Leg lock and just a really tough spot. You know, you're just trying to swing your leg out. I mean, we're talking almost penalty shot territory here.
And that was Abby Von Wy. Fans, level up your game at Central College. More than half of Central students participate in intercollegiate athletics because Central allows you to pursue your passions and be more than a spectator. It's the best decision ever. Apply at central.edu.
This is Owen Dyke. Set to kick this one here.
Again, netted a goal in their win over Spencer to get here to state. Comets looking to get on top for the first time today. Olendyke. Upper 90. Comets on top 3-2.
What a beautiful, beautiful shot. My goodness. You said it. Upper 90, upper top right-hand corner, just perfect. Nicely done, and that's 3 unanswered for the Comets, and they take the lead.
Three goals in the second half for North Polk, and they are now up 3-2. Thanks courtesy to Addie Olendijk. 12th goal on the season. And Blake, we have seen her really put great touch on the ball. And Corneliuson, she's made some good plays today, but really not much you can do there when you're able to bend it right up there into the upper corner of the net.
In a day where we've seen a lot of overshoots, a lot of, you get caught up in the moment, that was just perfectly well done by Olendijk.
And you could tell that a lot of practice has been made on the training ground to be able to put something together like that. The Comets want more.
It's her 12th goal of the season, by the way.
She now has 34 points. That is second most on the team behind Abby Bell, the standout senior, who really haven't called much of her name today, but it's been her teammates who have really picked it up, and that's really been the case all year. Again, the balanced scoring like we talked about with this North Polk team, and that for a full 80 minutes, tough to be able to withstand a team that has so many players that get it done in the midfield, the attacking third, and can also come away with stops in the back third. And Lewis Central has found out here in a tough way in this second half and desperately needs something to go in their direction.
And another thing for the Titans, you kept your cool when you were leading. You always hear that thing. It's easy to talk when you're leading. And now it's like, now you're behind, you have to keep your cool. We saw a foul, tough foul over there. You got to keep yourself in it and don't give it away because of fouls and or yellow cards.
Player down for Lewis Central, foul on North Polk, and really shouldn't be a surprise, Blake, when looking at set pieces. This is a North Polk team that, by a big margin, led Class 2A in corner kicks with 163.
That doesn't even seem real.
546 shots as a team. Shot on goal percentage fourth in 2A. Just really impressive, the numbers that they have been able to put up. We've seen it firsthand in the second half, but still plenty of time. Near the halfway point here in our second half. Free kick for Lewis Central.
That's kind of how the trend's been today, just a little too hard. That's why Olendijk's kick was just perfect. I mean, just perfect placement, everything.
That was Mackenzie Stevens that took that kick for the Titans.
I believe she is headed to Morningside. Did I hit? Yep. She's one of the captains headed to Morningside to play soccer.
So staying close to home.
It's really nice for Lewis Central. You got those, you got Iowa Western over there. You got Morningside. I mean, plenty of options. Nice, big schools, well known for their athletics.
Well, and even UNO, Nebraska Omaha, they compete in the Summit League. In fact, their women's soccer program played here at County against the Drake women's team before they moved over to their new digs, the Mediacom Stadium. There's been a lot of great high school and collegiate soccer played on these grounds over the last 20 years, and a new chapter has been added with this one. It has been entertaining right from the opening touch. But again, it's a tale of two different halves, and just the body language in general for Lewis Central just seemed a bit dejected. When North Polk, they were the ones that were visibly frustrated. Uncharacteristic play, but have been able to rebound in the biggest of ways. Good to see Regan Bowman back in the game. We just saw her there on that last play. She was the one that really broke it open for the Comets, and they have not looked back since.
Got another foul over there, Lewis Central. North Polk's still, still seeing fouls. It's not like just because they've taken the lead, it's kind of cooled off. They'll stay aggressive. Don't let Lewis Central get comfortable and have a chance to get back into it.
Across the midline now, the Titans looking to orchestrate something on North Polk's end, but nothing there. Good spacing here for the Comets. Comets charging forward. Bowman. Olendyke.
Just a lot of heavy possessions down here. I mean, that's what we expect, but yeah, just a lot of times we've seen the ball stay down here. And Lewis Central just hasn't been able to do that over on the side for North Polk.
Well, we saw the heavy possession for Davenport Assumption in the second half, but Dyke New Hartford was impressively able to withstand such a good team in Davenport Assumption, but has not been the case for Lewis Central. They have not been able to hang on in these moments as the wind is starting to pick up ever so more here at County Soccer Complex, and now
it's really picking up.
We have some clouds ranging in, so the sun will be peeking in and out. Yeah, throw in here near side for Paige Kerr. One of the 8 starters that returned from last season's team, looking to make some noise here at County. They will remain with North Polk.
Still got under 17 to go here for Lewis Central, but it definitely feels like time is really running out for them just because of, the chances they've had.
Well, and not the place where you want to be on the other end. Nemmers trying to swing that towards the far post. Offside here on North Polk.
And you're so aggressive on offense all the while trying to make sure this game doesn't get out of reach with a 2-goal lead. DCG extends their lead, by the way, 4-1 over Xavier. They're still not even at halftime.
Yeah, speaking of offense.
Yeah, Dallas Center Grimes, very, very impressive this year. I know a lot of people felt that they maybe could have been the 1 seed, but losses to Norwalk and Waverly Shell Rock back-to-back kind of pushed that chance out, and North Polk deservingly is the 1 seed this year. And I don't know where our win came from, but it's a little annoying.
Well, I'm sure for all of our viewers, they've been asking the same thing really here throughout the spring. Where did this wind come from?
Ridiculous.
It's been a wild month of weather here in the state of Iowa, but fortunately, aside from the wind, great conditions, and we're expecting that here this week. By the way, the other score update here, foul on North Polk's. I believe that was Kaylee Kadelka. 2-1 still the score. Iowa City Liberty on top of Pella. Again, the winner of this match will go on to face the winner of that match. Still has 20 minutes remaining. Lewis Central student section trying to will their classmates. Strong send, but
nice.
Right there is Corey. Didn't mean to break you up.
No, I was just very, very well done. Good drop in the lap there. And I was saying over Liberty and Pella. Pella has Abby Warner, one of the top goal scorers in the entire state. I mean, she's insane. I think no matter what, you're going to get a good second-round matchup no matter who advances.
Well, you talk about a school that excels in soccer, both girls and boys. Olendyke. And now we're going to get a corner kick.
I can't believe she got that speed burst just to kind of work around. Very lucky Lewis Central is to be able to jump in front of that and save it just in time.
Just the second corner kick on the day for the state's leader in corner kicks, North Polk. Again, corner kicks are brought to you by Channel. The enhanced Channel seed brand is here to help farmers like you up your game and rise to the challenge. Learn more at channel.com/rise. Header rises up for North Polk. Gathering along the back line. Now looking to take it the other way is Lewis Central. It all started with Tingley in the back.
I feel like they just didn't have numbers, but I felt like that was a kind of overzealous attempt there to get it downfield. I feel like maybe could have waited just a tad, but
got that offside on Bowman. Lewis Central has not scored since within the first 10 minutes of our contest. On the ropes right now. Good long ball sent ahead. And what are we going to get here? Play there in the penalty box. Paige Kerr was there. I believe that was Zoe Overall.
They're just going to get a corner kick. I think it was enough contact between both girls that there was no foul. I think it was just a play at the side. Is this Lewis Central's first corner? It's got to be one of them.
I believe it is their first corner. Hoping that they can use it to their advantage. Splicing in just a direct line drive delivery from the far corner, and North Polk defends it well.
Pella has tied the game between them and Lewis Central. And we got a yellow card. Fourth yellow card of the day for North Polk, and that's on Maddie Nemmers. So even with the lead.
Nemmers, a senior for the Comets. Jada Pody scored the second of 3 goals here in the second half for the Comets, is back in.
Is that 5 yellow cards today overall?
5
yeah.
Overall, 1 for Lewis Central, and then that was the 4th there for North Polk. And like we mentioned at the top, first ever meeting between these two, and no love is going to be lost here at the end of this one. Awfully competitive from the start.
Good run out. Oh, yep. Where are they going to call this?
That was right there on the line, so now
it's a yellow card. That may make that the 6th yellow card today.
They will give that to Avery Harding, the junior, who is trying to match
that was
stride for stride with
a bit of a
Emily Johnson.
Elbow in the back, and Emily just lost her balance because of the push. She's going to get a free kick just outside of the box.
Well, and this will be an interesting play here because Olendijk, left-footed, of course, right now has the game-winning goal. But it's just outside of the penalty box, so looking at about 17 yards out. Both teams getting positioned. Addie Olendijk with another try. Olendijk over the bar.
Wind's a little bit stronger that time, but still a really nice opportunity there, and got to keep your foot on the gas here if you're North Polk, and they've continued to do that. Lewis Central's got to get going here. 11 minutes to go.
This is one thing that Lewis Central does not need at this point, playing deep in their half, while North Polk is continuing to press along those passes on the touchline. Good job by Ireland White to stay with it. Player down for Lewis Central.
Boy, she took a hit.
Vying for something to be called. That was McNeil, who's really battled through the trenches today.
And now we got, that's a yellow card. Lewis Central, now we're just pushing. I mean, it's frustration everywhere, but, I mean, that was just a flat-out push of frustration. I'm surprised we haven't had the head official just kind of call everyone together and just kind of say something, because now it's getting to the point where it's just a lot of heavy pushing and shoving. I don't think he's lost control of the game, but I'm just, got to keep everybody in check.
That was on the freshman Zoe overall, so she will have to walk off the pitch. But for a while, we saw a lot of continuous play, but now we're starting to see, again, with that urgency picking up, a more aggressiveness, maybe too much contact at times. Well, there in that last sequence, certainly so for Lewis Central. They have seen this one just slip away. Had a 2-0 lead at half.
And that's a big part of it. It's you had that 2-0 lead, and give all credit to North Polk. They have just fought, and they kept doing what they were doing in the first half, and just finally the dam broke, and they were able to get through, and Lewis Central's just had a hard time recovering.
A trio of Comets are back in for an IMT Insurance substitution. One of those being Katie Bergstrom. Approaching 9 minutes to play in this Class 2A quarterfinal here at the 2024 Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. We've had some great matches here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. Olendyke will take this deep free kick.
And they'll take it because time just continues to tick off the clock.
Just trying to spread out the formation of Lewis Central. And again, the more field that the Titans have to cover, that is certainly going to play in the hand of the Comets. But Blake, some of the great teams, they find themselves in an adverse situation early on, and what makes them great is being able to battle that. And we've seen that with Lewis Central and how they were able to get out of a 4-game losing skid and then to be able to march their way here to state after facing some stiff competition. And North Polk, the top seed, sometimes you got to you put yourselves in that spot, and just how you're able to respond. And this group of Comets are 7 minutes away from moving on to the semifinals.
Yeah, and I mean, sometimes you just have to be humbled a little bit, truly. And you got to know what it's like not to be at the top all the time. And North Polk felt that there for that first half. Went into the locker room. They were frustrated, down 2-0. They couldn't do anything, and now they can eventually get things back rolling, and they're looking good here.
Lewis Central has shown at times holding on both sides. Going to get that on Lewis Central. Just a little too much. Ireland White had an assist on the opening goal on the afternoon for the Titans. Going to be a big part of this program in the coming years.
There's still time, but Lewis Central's got to go on the attack. Just really got to play up. Don't get yellow cards, but you got to stay aggressive.
Just got to empty out the gas tank here at this point. While North Polk is just trying to value the possession and try to keep it on that end of the pitch. Programming note as a reminder, coming up at 3 o'clock, Waukee Northwest, the top seed in Class 3A, will take on the 8-seed Ankeny Centennial here on Field 9 at the County Soccer Complex. Once again, the 3A field absolutely loaded.
Oh, insane. 1 through 8 could all win the state championship.
I mean, it's really a coin flip at this point. Again, the last loss for this North Polk team, their only loss was against Ankeny. And of course, Ankeny is the 3 seed. They will take on the 6 seed Waukee. That match starting at 3:45. That'll be the final match here in our opening day.
Well, tentatively to start at 3:45. I think we're starting some games earlier, but
time flies when you're having fun. It's been a fun opening day.
It has been. Great weather. Our storm missed us to the north earlier this morning. We did get really strong wind gusts for the most part, but yeah, really, really nice day for soccer. It's a beautiful week for soccer, truly. Under 5 to go.
North Polk just taking their time here, milking the clock.
Yeah, just kind of holding it in the corner, just kind of waiting, and if anything, trying to bait Lewis Central into a corner kick, or North Polk into a corner kick, and that's exactly what they're going to do.
So channel corner kick, and will be Abby Bell. Somehow got through the first line or so. Olendyke was the nearest Comet there. Check that. It's Addison Finn.
No, I was thinking about it. They scored those 2 goals so quick. I don't even think the PA announcer got the names off of the people that scored them. I mean, literally just a minute apart. Update for you on the other fields. Pella and Iowa City Liberty tied at 2. DCG going to the second half here against Xavier 4-1. No idea what's happening between Waverly Shell Rock and their opponent. I know some of our scoreboards have been off on our streams, apparently. So that doesn't really help, but
just trying to give updates when we get them. Approaching 3 minutes to go here in regulation. Do the Titans have one magical run left in them?
North Scott and Waverly Shell Rock are tied at 1.
We talk about 2 other programs, especially for girls soccer, that are mainstays here. North Scott and Waverly Shell Rock, who ousted this North Polk team last year.
And with 6.5 minutes to go, Pella just took the lead over Liberty.
Well, and much like with Lewis Central, they had the lead. Nielsen.
That was not, that was not easy. I mean, the wind is blowing right at her. No idea where that thing was going to hop. Well, you talk about goals and points. If Pella and North Polk face off on Thursday, expect to see some points.
Yeah, the scorekeeper is going to be awfully busy. Good effort there from the Titans to try to pin that one there to the center. But the keeper, Maddie Corey, right there as we have 2 minutes to play. And speaking of that hop there on the grass where Cornelison had to play that one off of, the grass here at County Soccer Complex, at least for Field 9, the ball has really bounced off of it. Really a solid. It hasn't been very soft. The greens, if you will, have been rather quick. Play on, says the officials.
And, you know, in that moment, I don't want to say everybody's flopping, but you're definitely going to go to the ground for contact in the penalty box because you want a call. I mean, you'd love for it to be a call so you can just, boom, set yourself up for a penalty shot, but that was a good call. She was kind of falling for a long time.
Zoe Overall, who picked up a yellow card here earlier in the second half. Just giving it her all. Trying her best to be able to draw a foul, but nothing there.
just all the credit to North Polk. I mean, you get down 0-2 and you prove you're the number one team by, I wouldn't say they kind of freaked out. There was a couple moments where it felt like they were kind of the sky was falling, but able to corral themselves after a good talk during halftime and have just come out of the gates firing here in this second half and are closing in on a quarterfinal or a semifinal appearance. And shout out to Lewis Central. I mean, could have easily laid down just to start this game, but hung on tight.
Just to be able to get back here after a one-year absence, Lewis Central, really a job well done over the last 3 to 4 weeks. Head coach Jesse Smith, his squad will finish the year at 11-9. And you always want to close out your season at state, and this group did that. And there obviously are going to be some important seniors that will graduate and move on, but bright future ahead. But for today, the North Polk Comets are flying high into the semifinals. The top seed, North Polk, scoring 3 unanswered goals in the second half, outlasts Lewis Central, the 8 seed, 3-2. North Polk jumps to 18-1 on the season, and as of right now, they will face Pella, but there's still time left in that quarterfinal. Again, that semifinal will take place right here on Field 9, 12:30 on Thursday. So the North Polk Comets coming back from a 2-0 deficit at half and able to get past the Lewis Central Titans. So here in a moment, we'll turn things back down once again to our...
I think you might have to commentate it because our PA mic is very, very quiet. So
okay.
You might... It sounds like you might... Because the speaker's almost blowing out over here, and this one isn't working.
Yeah. It's been kind of spotty since this morning.
So go ahead. Take it.
So this will be the trophy presentation here. Hey, we're holding on to tense up here. We're multitasking, But still, what a run by this Lewis Central team. 1 point, again, losing 4 matches in a row before postseason play, but then got hot at the right time. And now the Comets, with a large fan base that cheered them on all day, they'll run towards them. They move on in the bracket, and again, they will face either Pella or Iowa City Liberty on Thursday. Blake, just final thoughts from what was just a match that was really a tale of 2 different halves. You feel for Lewis Central, but North Polk was not going to be denied, and they're moving on to the semifinals.
Yeah, you just don't doubt the 1 team or the 1 seed. I mean, truly, you just never doubt them. North Polk is legit. We knew that, and they get a huge win here today. And all credit to Lewis Central. Really good season, coming up just short.
So North Polk victorious, 3-2. Here over Lewis Central. On behalf of our entire crew and from my broadcast partner Blake Walker, I'm Hunter Phillips signing off from the County Soccer Complex in Des Moines, Iowa, and we thank you for watching the Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.